Hi, so I thought I would show you what today's walk is. So I'm going to continue on a Pentrich Revolution theme, but a slightly different location. Give you your bearings. Southampton over there, Chesterfield another 5 or so miles north, Nottingham over to the east, Derby to the south, Matlock to the kind of west. And yeah, this is us. We're going to start in South Wingfield. On the last walk, I was further south, down here, down towards Heach. So a few miles north of the last walk. So today we're going to be in South Wingfield, and we're going to work our way up to the west, circle around there. You might just see my black pen outline. Down there, then back over here, past Manor Farm. That's the second manor. There was a Manor Farm last time, wasn't there? Keeps reminding me of the Manor Farm from Animal Farm. Past Wingfield Manor, the remains of, which I'm kind of looking forward to seeing, and then back to South Wingfield, about 5 miles all in all. And we're starting here at the Yew Tree Pub, which is, there's my car, which is there, just in the pub car park. So this is a Yew Tree Pub. It's a lovely pub actually, I'm going to pop in here later. And over here are some houses. And it's in one of these. I'm not exactly sure which one actually, I think it's this one. One of these, one of the main protagonists of today's work. William Turner was born, more of him later. I love pub signs, mate. This is a cracker actually. It's so dark today, it's annoying. Can't quite get the visibility on that. I know it's a really old one. There you go, that's a bit better, isn't it? The old Yew Tree. What a fantastic sign that is. These lovely sheep. Oh, they're lovely and friendly. There's a sawmill that came running over. Nice. Nice, lovely little small holding this actually. Rolling land over there. Oh, lovely sheep. I'll talk and walk for a bit. So I've just set off from that main road. Feels a bit weird talking on a phone, stood next to the road, like a bit of a nutcase deer. So I will. Oh, what a view! You might not be able to see that. The ruins of Wingfield Manor just through there. I've always seen it on my map and never been here. So again, today's walk is a place I've never been. Wingfield Manor. And again, it's a Pentrich Revolution theme. So yeah, those cottages we were looking at earlier. They were, let me get this right. Let me look at my notes. It was a William Turner who lived there. William Turner sounds like an interesting man. He was a stonemason, a soldier in France. What I find interesting about reading about this time is so many people just seem to serve in armies, and you might think the world would be quite provincial and people would just stay in the villages, but yeah, of course there was that, but there'll be a lot of people who went off to fight all over the world, France and Spain and the Holy Land and what have you. Anyway, so William Turner had done his stint in France. He was, though, an active member of the Hampden Clubs. The Hampden Clubs had formed at this time, the end of the 18th century, start of the 19th century. They were political clubs, they were radical. They organised, they had a lot of radical causes, they organised petitions and so on. And it was through his political involvement that he was a local. He lived just where we saw you, which is just a couple of miles. I'm just navigating a style here. Just a couple of miles north of, well, not even a couple of miles, a mile or so, a mile and a half, 2 miles at most, of Pentrich, the village, which he took part in. Obviously, was a prominent part, so prominent in fact, he was one of the 3 people who were executed in November of 1817 in Derby. So what a sad end to what I'm sure was a very interesting man's life. So I've walked up here. It's a lovely rolling countryside actually. It's the kind of place that you'd never ever travel to. And I imagine it's just dog walkers who walk around here, but It's a lovely walking country, really rolling. In fact, it's got a feel of like parkland, you know, like as in well, like hunting forest land. I wonder if that's connected to, I wonder if it was actually, I wonder if the Wingfield Manor, which is over there, I wonder if this is all part of a hunting, because lots of like stands of old woods and stuff, just as that feel to me. Anyway, all the way up here I've been looking for a fallen down old wall, and I think maybe I found it. So this is, it's actually hedges around here, which is quite unusual for this area. I think this is it. Let's go and check it out. And it's not just any old stone wall, I think. This was, yeah, in fact, this is going to be it, I think. So, this rather inauspicious collection of, well, what you think is just a fallen down stone wall. This was, let me check the name of the place. This was Hunt's Barn, I believe, and this was the actual starting point, the meeting point, the rally point for where the Pentrich revolution started. This is where they assembled, and this is where they set off. And you know what? I can see why. It's out of the way. You know, there's a busy road over there. Well, not busy. It's a relatively busy B road, I suppose. But there's a road over there. In those days, it would have been dead, I imagine. Some distant villages over the fields, but pretty isolated spot for you to gather, hundreds of men, and be unmolested. Wood over there, and actually, which you might be able to pick up, this is quite a high bit of land, so you've got a good vantage point as well off to a lot of directions. So yeah, this is where they all got together before setting off on that fateful night. There's a stone wall, there's some edges. There's a wood I walked past earlier. Land falling off down there. I bet someone for the PhD has mapped stone walls and hedges. And if they had, I'd be interested to see that, because I reckon we're looking east there into Nottinghamshire, and I reckon you get into Nottinghamshire, you're getting back into hedge country. And what I reckon we're at here is something of a divide, where anywhere to the west of here, really, well, you've got a few hedges over there, but you know, within a few miles west of here, you'd be pure stone walls. Anyway, that's me wittering on. It was here where the marches deviated. A contingent went off. I'm assuming the rest just stayed behind, probably at Hunt's Barn where we just were. And they went over to Fritchley, which is the neighbouring village over that way direction. They're not far away at all, just a half a mile or something. And they did the thing, I feel actually, there might be someone watching this today not seen the previous film. So what we're talking about here today is the Pentrich Revolution of 1817, where hundreds of men, armed men, tried to do a rebellion basically. It was put down in ignominy, really. All fell apart, they got stopped by some soldiers. So that's what we're talking about today. If you're interested in it, look at my previous walk, explain a little bit more on that. I'm just looking at some more local connections today, connected to the South Wingfield area. So yeah, it was this area that there was a breakaway, and some people went off, I'm assuming, down this path here, really, just over there, where they did that thing where they were referred to last time, where they seemed to be actively recruiting people. They went to Mr. Tomlinson's, and when they asked for his gun, he said it was sent to be repaired. And apparently at Derby Court, again, I am suspicious of these court rulings, but if he refused to join them, and he said that a Brandreth levelled a gun at him, and so yeah, Faye's looking at this gun, he went. It was a George Waitman who ultimately allowed him to go, and it was apparently it was Waitman's actions in allowing him to go home that saved him from the noose, it was reported. I just thought I'd show you this epic bit of stone wall building. So there you go, see that? Nice bit of old stone wall. Car coming, that's annoying. And then above it, you've got some kind of like a band of shale sandstone. And then above that, you got like a stone wall that's built on top of it. And it's like massive. So how that can come to be built, I don't know. You wouldn't do that nowadays, would you? But anyway, it's like a massive wall. Massive two-tier wall. Well done. Well done whoever built it, whatever madman built it. I do love walking, always have done. I always feel sorry for people who, I don't know, seem to find that pain. And I like moments like this. Again, it's a place I've never been to. And it's just looking on the map, you don't know what the path's going to be like. Oh, what a wonderful old path this is. Stone wall, tree lined. It's an old path, this would have been an old route, this, for centuries, going way back to human settlement, I'd say, in this area. Just a natural lie of the land. People and animals seem to follow the same path. It's just wonderful walking. It really is lovely. There's no one around. And like I say, I do think it's interesting, kind of what we do. I'm as guilty of it as anyone, really. We'll go to a place, won't we? We'll go to the Lake District or the Peak District, and that's where we'll go for our walk, and then we'll come home. And these divisions, a lot of the time, they're in our heads, aren't they? Arbitrary lines we put on the map, and really, so many places that we bypass are just as fantastic walking. Raining now, first time it's rained in ages around here. You won't be seeing this at its best today, really, but in fact, I bet you see nothing. It's really lovely down there, though. Really nice rolling country. Can have a bit of a lonely spot, really. Path going off there, path going off there, path going off there. Yeah, lovely place. I'd never come to if it weren't for this connection. So just come through a little wood. A nice little pass around here. This, I believe, is the site of an old cotton mill. It's another reminder just how industry was just everywhere. It looks quite small to me, but yeah, apparently it was a cotton mill. Was something I'm looking for. 2 iron cylinders or something. Let's have a look, see if I can find out. So yeah, I love the way the nature's just taking this thing over. Brilliant. Let's go around here a little bit. It's nice to hear all the birds singing. Lovely. Spring is springing. I don't know. Oh, I bet all the little animals love it in there. I bet it's full of little nests. Isn't that robin lovely? It's just full of birdsong today. There he is, what a little cracker. There he is. I know it's a trite thing to say really, but it never fails to be wonderful, does it, how the seasons turn and then all of a sudden you go out after weeks and months of silence and the birds are singing the little hearts out. Lovely. Nice little signpost showing you the local area. Pentrich, Crich and Finchley. We're going to go up here. Went the wrong way. What a fool. How many walks do you go the wrong way? I suppose that's all part of it, right? Oh, I've lost my bit of paper on with my notes, which is annoying. But anyway, up there is a quarry. I think it's still being worked, it's hard to say. It still looks like it might be being worked. And that's where, and this is a bit annoying, I've lost the names. Anyway, that's where several of the Pentrich revolutionaries worked. So, yeah, within this area, what have you got? You've had a stone quarry, you've got a cotton mill, we just went past there, you had that ironworks on the other walk. So yeah, all the different elements of industry are here. The train line down there and the River Amber. I don't know why it's called the River Amber. I wonder if anyone found some amber in it sometime. Anyway, this area is called the Amber Valley. And over there is Weir Mill Farm. And that's another place the revolutionaries tried to get some weapons. And over that lane, over that hill over there, that's Pentrich, another mile. Right, we're going to work our way back up here, up towards South Wingfield and go past, through Wingfield Manor Farm, through the remains of Wingfield Manor, which looks spectacular actually. I think English Heritage own it now, but anyway, let's see what we can see. Video, daffodils just about to pop. Any day, I'd say, any day. You can see, almost see the little sheen of yellow just coming through there. Yeah, I mentioned before about getting lost, and that I've been thinking since I've been walking out. I don't know, the best times I've been lost. Best or worst times, I suppose. I suppose we've all got our tales, haven't we? A few spring to mind. I remember being on the Isle of Arran and being up Goat Fell. And I remember just being surrounded by, I'm going to stop, being surrounded by scouts and things. Surrounded by people. Anyway, I set off and I don't know, I must have went wrong because before I knew it, I was on my own and I was just surrounded by scree fields, and I still shiver about this really when I think about it today. I set off down this scree field just out of laziness really, just thinking, oh, I'll just crack on. And I think if I'd have gone down there, I'd have died. It was getting steeper and steeper. Anyway, I stopped myself and went back. So that was one time. Worked my way back, I'd just gone completely opposite way. Another time was when I was doing the Cumbria Way. I was on the last day of the Cumbria Way, going north to south. My third day, I was going to Ulverston, and I was entirely lost that day. I mean, like literally after the first half an hour, the entire day, I didn't know where I was on the map. I knew it was close, but nothing corresponded, and it was pouring down. And all day I just marched and slogged on roads and all kinds of things. And I got to Ulverston, but not on the Cumbria Way. And actually on the second day I went all wrong there, and I ended up going over flipping Stickle Pikes and stuff, which I shouldn't have done. But anyway, so that was some of the times I was lost. Probably the most spectacular time I've been lost though was with me and my mate Steve. We went up Triglav in Slovenia, which is an amazing walk. Anyway, on the ascent we were staying a night at this mountain refuge, and we just went wrong somehow, and we ended up on this glacier boulder field. We knew we were close to this mountain refuge, but it was dark, it was getting dark. I'm on this flipping boulder field, and I think we could hear some faint voices. So it takes a lot for two kind of fellas, you know, especially when we're older than them, 30s, to ask, like, start shouting for help. But we did, and I think I started. We were going, help, help. It's kind of embarrassing. And I remember this like 17-year-old Canadian lad came out of the mist and rescued us. But it was so embarrassing because we were literally about 10 yards off this flipping path, which you couldn't see because of the gloom. And I think he felt awkward. And then we toddled in behind him, our saviour, into the refuge. And he had a big audience, and I felt such a fool. Lovely view of the Amber Valley here. It looks really rural and bucolic. Brilliant floodplain, that, really clear, isn't it? So a couple of other bits and pieces, but nearing the end of the walk now. Yeah, so to be honest, I'm still kind of working out the these first few videos. I'm going to just be working out the all the kind of bits and bobs for YouTube, really, how to work it out. But yeah, so just a little one today, but at the risk of sounding like a scratched record, really enjoyed it. Kind of a bit of a national trusty feel to the landscape, if that means anything to you. Yeah, just another little walk, obviously connected with the Pentrich Revolution and other little connections. I suppose like anything, I suppose the more I read about it, the more I do it, the more interested I get. So there are going to be more walks on this whole Pentrich Revolution over the months and who knows, years to come. I mean, I suppose I'd like to do an exhaustive set of walks, really, kind of on every little facet of it. But anyway, just at the start, so that's my second one on that. If you did like it, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and all that. I think these ones are going to be very, I'm conscious of very rough and ready. I'm still working my way around all the YouTube business, but got lots of plans for the future, one of which is next week. I think it's half term, so you can work out what my job is. So yeah, thanks for watching. I slipped, and hope to see you soon. I've been looking for this. That Georgian house over there, that was the home of an important local factor to the Pentrich uprisings. There were the national factors, of course, which were relevant here as well, like the Luddites and political clubs like the Hampden Club, and just, the general sense of injustice that pervaded the time. But one local factor was the chap who lived here. Now I forgot his name, which is annoying. I think he was a colonel or something. But anyway, whoever he was, he was implicated in, at this time, at the time of the uprisings, 1817, there were 4 local men in jail for setting fire, allegedly, to his hayricks. I believe they were all hanged in due course, and they pleaded their innocence to the end. Now, South Wingfield being such a small knit area, I have no doubt that everyone in the local area knew of these, intimately connected, probably brothers and sisters and cousins. So yeah, he was a local hated figure. They had a plan actually to flush out the badger, so to speak, and attack his house, but it didn't come to fruition. Flush out the badger, that was the word that was used in court. Now, unfortunately, and to show just how rigged the whole thing was, obviously as a local bigwig, when it came to the Derby trial of the Pentrich revolutionaries, yes, he was on the jury. Yep, none other than the chap who lived here, so no wonder 3 were executed and 14 were transported and homes were confiscated and people were chucked out of the family home and so on. Yeah, but it's a lovely house. Who lives in it today?